owner of Ledbury Bat Co., manufacturer of premium wood baseball bats, and have been in business for a little over a year now. Started out with just an opportunity through a supplier from my family's business, Nostalgic Wood, to experiment with drying baseball bats. And from there I did a little bit of testing down at Western in the labs where I go to school, and got some bats in the hands of the Western baseball team last summer, and the excellent results both off the field and on the field kind of gave me the motivation and assurance that I needed to really start a business, and proof that I had a good product that was worth pursuing as a business.
I'm the owner and lead carpenter of the Axe and Daz Custom Woodwork here in Walton, Ontario. I've been running my business for over 4 years now. I started back in high school with the summer company program. I've now been really expanding my product lines into a whole bunch of different areas. I started with reclaimed wood when my grandfather's barn was torn down back in 2012. So that's where I started, and since then I've been expanding my customer base and expanding my market reach, and really the company's blossomed into a full-time job for me now. So I've sold to people as far away as Ottawa. I sell a lot to the Toronto market, as well to the Muskoka Cottage area market, and local people as well.
Well, this is where I grew up. This is our original home farm where both of our shops are located. We're actually the 4th generation to be on this farm. It was my great-grandfather's farm. It's been bought down through the generations, and hopefully we can keep it in the family for a while, but really it was kind of the opportunity presented itself to me. This is where I grew up, and this is where the supplier is for my wood baseball bats, is a Huron and Bruce County-based logging company that I'm working with. So I have the luxury of being 20 minutes away from my supplier, getting to go meet with them directly, handpick my material, which a lot of other baseball bat companies don't have the luxury of. They're sourcing stuff from hours and hours away and don't get that direct connection. And another big positive of it is that I can tell my customers, that especially local baseball players, that this is local wood, made locally, and it's really a prime area for high-end baseball bat quality wood. There's lots of bat companies shopping in this region, and it really was, the opportunity presented itself for me and my company. So
I source a lot of my wood from local barns, so being in the rural community, you definitely know a lot more about where the material comes from. Definitely have a deeper connection to the people that had the barns and were actually using them while they were operating as a barn, and then now I get the luxury of transforming that wood into pieces of furniture that can live on into the next generation.
So with working at Nostalgic Wood, which is my family's company, I've been working with new drying technology for drying wood for the last 3 years, and transforming that and applying it to baseball bats has kind of been the big advantage for my company. So currently I've developed a proprietary drying process specific for baseball bats, and that is the big competitive advantage for my product. The results I'm seeing in the early testing in the labs at Western, as well as on the field, are very positive. I'm getting more strength, more flex, and most importantly, better fracture mechanics. One big issue in the baseball bat market, especially with maple bats, as they've become kind of the most popular wood choice, is catastrophic failure, with the barrel coming off from the handle and flying as a projectile into the stands or into other players. So being able to mitigate that as much as possible is a huge advantage for a company that's producing baseball bats. So that's kind of what I'm working towards over the next year. I'll be taking a thesis course at Western as part of my degree, and that will be trying to prove the results that I'm getting scientifically with my bat and how they are performing on the field, and really carrying that forward as Ledbury Bat Co. is the engineering-based wood bat company, and hence my slogan, engineered to outperform.
So the idea originated when my family finished our home with some of the wood that came from my grandfather's barn. So I was just basically taking the leftover wood and turning it into pieces of furniture, and then people wanted to buy it, and people then started coming to me with their own ideas, and that's where the kind of the custom market grew. So it really grew organically from products that I could make based on what I had, and then slowly getting more and more equipment and more skills to be able to do bigger pieces of furniture, as well as my parents' company has now the access to the wood supply and the technology to be able to dry larger pieces of wood. So I could also get into the large live edge slab table market as well, which is really taken off for me lately. So originally I started mostly with word of mouth and friends and family and that kind of thing. I now have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, as well as a website, so I get quite a bit of traffic through there as well. I have 2 consignment stores as well that I have a few pieces on display that people can come and take a look at it and stuff in person if they'd rather see, touch and feel rather than the pictures online. So I get quite a few contacts through there as well. And then as well, it's mostly or a lot of my customers come from like my family bought something, now my neighbors want something, or my sister, that kind of thing. So it's traveling through a few different communities.
Well, a big factor for me was having a good supply chain and supply chain management. So if you're in a manufacturing type business like the both of us are, you got to make sure that you have your supply locked down so that you can produce what your customers are demanding. Another big one is ensure that your product is something different than what's already out there. There's lots, and me personally in the baseball bat market, there's a lot of players, especially in the US market. There's a lot of bat manufacturers, so a big question I always get asked is, what's different about your bat? Well, you got to be able to have a strong answer to that and entice people to want to try your product. So with any type of product, people are going to ask what makes yours better, what makes it different, why should I try it? So really make sure you have a good answer to that. With regards to kind of investing locally, a big thing that I think Huron County needs to continue to do is keep the kids that grow up here. Don't let them all escape to the GTA. And so a lot of the people that I think should be starting businesses here grew up here, know the area, and continue to make the area flourish. And that's kind of what we're both trying to do, is keep our roots where they are. And I think it's really growing steadily with the influence that we're getting of kind of retirees moving to the area, but also hanging on to more younger people and not letting them get away when they go off to school or something. Try to attract them back is what we're both trying to do with our businesses, and would be kind of the keys to success for anyone, I think, in the area looking to start a business.
Right, so I would say to anybody that's trying to start a business, especially if they're young, is don't be afraid to try something new. Find a passion, that's something that you're interested in, and run with it, and take advantage of the opportunities that are around you and the support that you can get from your community and from Huron County and everybody else. There's lots of people out there that are willing to help and ready and able to help, so definitely take advantage of those opportunities.